Hello, everyone. So today is 3rd of August, Sunday, almost 25 minutes past 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And the Canadian part has a long weekend. So probably most of the guys are enjoying summer's long weekend, summers in Canada, which is very good. So we had a very busy last week with Fed rate decision. They kept it on hold, and a lot of key earnings, mega cap earnings. So we have seen those earnings. We have seen market going higher, and then the market drifting lower based on the change in the interest rate probability from September, 64% cut in September to 39% cut in September. From Wednesday after pre-Fed, and after the Fed preferred inflation rate, which is PCE. So that has actually changed the entire scenario, and market actually drifted lower more than expected. I mean, everybody was bullish. Momentum traders all of them were looking at higher and higher move. And I actually shared with you guys. Let me show. So thank you very much for following. First of all, let me thank you for following me on Twitter. If you are not, please do so. If you're not, please follow, like, and share within your network. Secondly, I highly appreciate follow me on YouTube. Click on notifications so you get notification as soon as a new video is produced. Share in your network. That will encourage me to produce more and more actionable stuff with you guys. So I shared in most of the groups, in most of the WhatsApp groups I am. So let's see. Let's start with the earnings. So we have another week full of earnings, August 4th to August 8th. We have PLTR, we have HIMS. So PLTR is a test of AI. HIMS, a lot of traders were into HIMS. So weight loss medicine and weight loss, HIMS is associated to weight loss. Pfizer, Caterpillar, British Petroleum. So a series of energy, pharmaceutical, then test of, again, AI, semiconductor, SMCI. Then we have Upstart, financial services. And we have RIV and Rivian. Rivian is EV, Uber, again, retail, Shopify, retail. Ionic is also related to quantum computing, Eli Lilly, pharmaceutical, and then we have Block, Sound. So these are some of the key highlights for next week. Right. These are the key earnings expected next week. Let's see. 1 second. Let me go here. Let's look at the economic calendar. So we don't have a lot of economic calendar, but we have some key economic calendar like factory orders month over month. This will be also a key one. Loan officer survey, so credit market, trade balance. And then we have ISM services PMI number, very important one. And then we have crude oil inventories, a couple of FOMC guys speaking, and 10 years bond auction on Wednesday at almost 1 p.m. Eastern, and then 30 years bond auction on, I think it's on Thursday, same 1 p.m. Then we have unemployment claims, which will be very key this time because of the revision on the non-farm payroll in the last two months. So non-farm payroll was also an event last week. And then we have consumer credit. So that is also key. And if you notice that there are a couple of guys from FOMC or from Fed speaking, 1, 2, 3, then we have 4 and 5. So full of FOMC meetings. And just wanted to point you to this chart which I shared today. So what exactly, this is the bullish percentage index of NASDAQ 100 index. So what I have noticed is that NASDAQ BPI, bullish percentage index on NASDAQ 100, in October 2020 and 2015, it was 93%. 93% is the highest, and every time it peaked around 92 or 90, somewhere just a little bit above 90%. Highest was 93%. Now, after that, when it dropped, its first support, it finds it's around 37, and if it drifts further lower, then 30. So if you see this, the where we are standing at the moment is about 49, and we have room to go to 37 and 30. Are we going to go in one line? Not at least to 30, but there is a possibility that we can drift to 37, the way the sell-off has started, because that has taken everybody on the wrong foot. Mostly, as I mentioned, let me show you on my Twitter. And guys, please follow me. I really put some key information if you follow it. So all right, so let's come here. I shared this one on July 28th. If you see on this tweet, institutions were actually institutional selling versus hedge fund and retail buying. Right? So if you see, institutions were net sellers, right? Retails were the highest buyer last week and 4 weeks average. 4 weeks average on institution, if you see, they were net seller. And on the hedge funds, if you see, after retail, I think if you see, the hedge fund and retail were buying at the same pace, right? And 4 week average, you see, the hedge funds were actually, they were the buyers. Now, most of the guys were caught on the wrong foot. Don't underestimate the power of institutional traders, right? What happened afterward, which we have seen, a sharp sell-off. I do produce a lot of good stuff for fxstreet.com. Please do read this. Very informative. It will help you in understanding what's happening on the economic part, economy, or the Fed rate. I do produce earning preview. I did for Microsoft. I think I did for Apple, and then I did for Berkshire as well. And we'll talk about the weekly market probability map. So let me go back to the presentation, and I have shown you this chart. And let me just show you. So we have seen this one. So there is a possibility we slip through 49 bullish percentage index. We will go to 37. We will take some sort. There is a possibility that we may take a little bit move higher before we further continue going down, or there is also very high probability that we continue going lower and we hit 37, somewhere around 40 and 37 before we pull back. Okay. So let's see, I have shared this in, this was part of my podcast and also Tesla and Google earnings, where I suggested that the seasonality part is suggesting the third week of July or to fourth week of July, we will see the high, and initial into August, we will see a sell-off on NASDAQ 100 future index. Same thing with S&P futures. We will see a top building between third to fourth week of July, and then we go down. And exactly that's what market has done so far. Okay, let's see here. I shared this in most of the groups on 31st of July around 11:19, 11:20, that before the market dropped, and I said, in my humble opinion, tech will sell off big time today, right? And that's what happened, right? So what lesson learned from last week? Never underestimate the institutional flow matters. Do not ignore economic data. Keep an eye on VIX. US Treasury yields, keep an eye on that. Chart breakout. That is one of the tools I use in combination of these 4 of these. And thank you very much for following us, QQQ Learning, on Twitter, on YouTube, and visit the website and see what sort of testimonials I have on my homepage. QQQ Learning provides education, financial market education, and research. We teach people on how to find high probability investing and trading setups and ideas. And if you want to learn that, please reach out to me. This is my number, 647-955-6837. I'll appreciate WhatsApp or text message. You can reach out to me on admin@twtlearning.com. I'm going to start a 4-month mentorship program from next week. So here are the details. Let me take you through. It's a 4-month comprehensive paid mentorship program. What you will learn, this is my bio. Please feel free to go through it. I have 30 plus years experience in financial market, worked in Asia, North America, Middle East. I'm a CMT since 2002, practicing technical analysis and behavioral sciences since 25, 30 years. What this entire package offers is you will learn to understand market psychology and order flow, learn market economic indicators, fundamental price action charts, stock options trading, and income strategies. It is good for understanding what's happening in the market, even if you don't trade the options. A lot of guys there, they stay away from options. Futures trading and hedging. This is also good for understanding how the market makers and large players hedge themselves off market hours, because market is from 9:30 to 4 p.m. But within 24 hours, futures trade 23 hours a day. Stock screening for short, medium-term, and long-term investment. Learn to identify high probability trade setup and with proper risk management. Proper risk management guidelines, stock trading and investment. This is what 5 modules program is. It's going to start from 9th of August between 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. You'll get the recording for all the sessions. You can set up a follow-up calls 1-to-1. You will get an access after the second module. You'll get an access to my private trade group. So basically, it's a trade idea group where I do from 9 to 4 in daily during the market hours, that I share my trade ideas, what I'm taking position in, investment ideas, option ideas, futures trading ideas. So please reach out to me via email admin@twtlearning.com, or you can reach out to me at +1 647 955 6837, WhatsApp and text message only. You can reach out to me through twtlearning.com, contact us. There's a form over there. And referral is always appreciated. So please feel free to share in your network. Anybody you think can find benefit from this training, this program, I will really appreciate your referral. So here you go. Let's move to, this is the key, guys. I share this one every Friday. So this is for August 4th to August 8th. 4th of August, 46% of the time Dow is higher, 47, 45, 49% S&P, NASDAQ 42%. In my opinion, my research suggests it's a bearish day. Then 5th of August, you can find it 53, 51, 55%, mixed to bullish. 6th, 50%, 53%, 56% on these indices, mixed to bullish. 57, 54, 46, mixed to bearish. And then Friday turns out to be a bearish day. These are high probability market. These are market probabilities and high probabilities, right? And this is my social media presence. This is my website, so twtlearning.com. You can follow me on Twitter, x.com/twtlearning. You can follow me on YouTube. I produce at least 2 to 3 times a week. I'm going to cover more on the on the earnings now. admin@twtlearning.com. You can reach out to me via email. I have shared with you my cell phone number. I am a contributing analyst with investing.com and fxstreetspot.com. These are the links. So please follow me and let's go to the analysis part. Let's go here. Let's look at, now I'll take you from the weekly side. So let's look at NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures, now something very interesting in this chart, NASDAQ futures left a bearish engulfing candle last week, right? Broke through the channel, right? We have seen a reversal pattern here. We have seen a reversal pattern here. Once it leaves the reversal pattern, it goes down for 4 to 5 weeks. Here, 4 weeks, here, 4 weeks. Here it was a double top. In one go, it has gone down by 4 weeks. So 3 identical symmetrical patterns we have, right? Bearish engulfing, minimum target on the downside for MNQ future is 22,428 to 22,320. So we have a lot of room. Right at the moment, we are almost 22,967. Right? So that's what I see on NASDAQ futures. Let's look at S&P futures. A similar scenario, weekly chart, bearish engulfing. Let's see here, bearish engulfing, 3 weeks down in a row. Then we have, except this and this, we have here almost 2 weeks in a row, then 1 week of pullback, then 2 weeks in a row. Then we have exactly similar situation here, 4 weeks in a row. So as long as we hold, we remain below 64.60 on S&P futures, we're going to 61.54, right? So that's where we are. It's showing, it's showing very extremely bearish setup for now. So we may go higher a little bit into early next week and then before going down. Let's look at QQQ, the NASDAQ ETF. Bearish engulfing. We have support around 540, which is the previous high, to 533, right? So, and we have broken this one, the weekly trend line. This is the one. Let me change the color, so at least you know what I'm talking about. And let me change the thickness. So we've broken this trend, weekly trend line, right? Okay, so let me go here. Let's see S&P futures, bearish engulfing, weekly chart. We have broken the rising channel on, sorry, SPY. We have broken the rising channel on SPY. SPY can come down to retest 614 to 610, right? So that's there. Again, nothing goes in one line. It may pull back a little bit early during the week before it goes down, right? And wherever we've seen a bearish engulfing, 4 weeks of move down, bearish engulfing, 3 weeks of move down, right? So wherever we have seen bearish engulfing in the past here, 3 weeks down, bearish engulfing on the weekly, 3 consecutive weeks on the downside. So minimum 3 to 4. So that's what it looks like. This idea, this chart setup also agrees with the seasonality part of it. And let's look at the volatility index. Weekly chart on volatility index, bullish engulfing, right? So have we seen any bullish engulfing in the past? Here, yes. See, 2 weeks of upward move. Bullish engulfing, 1 week upward. Bullish engulfing, 2 weeks upward. Bullish engulfing, 2 weeks upward. So 3 weeks in total, 3 weeks in total, 2 weeks in total, 3 weeks in total. So 2 to 3 weeks formula is working, right? So I'm giving you food for thought. So this is food for thought. Let's go and let's see. Let's start from HIMS, right? So let's see on HIMS. Now this is a lot of retail traders, they like this stock. HIM, large wick, down. We failed to break again the same level. So basically this is the region between 72 previously to 64. Once we go below 64, we stage a sharp decline, we stage a corrective decline. Most likely we're going to go down. We have earnings after market on Tuesday. PLTR is, for me, it's a reference. For most of the guys, they don't trade PLTR. This is my reference for AI, what is happening on the AI side. We have a reversal pattern. We fail to break this trend line. Everything goes well. This next week, we will see probably 158 to 160 on the upside. And on the downside, 150, whichever side it breaks is the direction. We'll look into it, how it happens. Let's look at Pfizer. Pfizer is in the downtrend. So Pfizer failed to break 25, 26. Pfizer can come down to 21, 22 to 20.5. That is the direction on Pfizer. AMD. So AMD, we failed to break 171. That was in the past. 174, that was in October 2024. We've seen a high at 182. We sold off very hard. And it looks like that whatever results for AMD comes, if it fails to break 175 in next few days, and we successfully break 165 on the downside, probably we are going for a major correction on AMD, shooting star. So that is the key to remember. Okay, let's see. So AMD is also a test of semiconductor and AI. Right, let's see. Okay, let's see SMCI. SMCI in the past has failed to break 66, 65, 66. One attempt, second attempt, this is the third attempt. If we fail to, we remain below this one even after post-earning, probably we have more room on the downside. Let me see, where can we come? If everything goes well, and if it comes to test this trend line, which is here, let me change it to white. That means we can come down to 49, somewhere around 48, 49, 50, which is possible, which was the previous congestion area, right? Let's go and let's see Uber. In the case of Uber, we remain below this rising trend line. Similar situation here. We had a large bearish candle on the weekly chart. That means Uber is on its way to 82 to 81. And Uber earning is, I think, Wednesday post-market. I think it's Wednesday post-market. Let me see when is Uber's earning. Oh, so it's Wednesday pre-market, right? So after Uber, let's see where we are. We are at Shopify. Something interesting on Shopify. This is the second attempt. This is the extreme bearish move, sharp sell-off, right? We failed. We retested this. We came down to 70. We have failed to break so far. Let's keep an eye on 130 to 128 pre and post-market. If we fail to break, then we are coming down, right? Let's see. Okay, and after Shopify, I have app. Same thing here. Large bearish candle. We pushed through it, but came back into this region. As long as we remain between 385 to 400, even after post-earning, there is a possibility of a gradual decline in this one. It has a very nice rounding formation. So that's there for tonight, guys. Thank you very much for being part of my YouTube and Twitter community. I appreciate your following and likes. I appreciate look into learning my mentorship program, which will give you, where you will learn how to find high probability investing, long-term, medium-term, short-term, and day trading ideas as well. So please share within your network. Appreciate your feedback. You can send me the feedback through admin@twtlearning.com or on YouTube. I appreciate your feedback. If you want to see more stuff, or what would you like to see from my end, please feel free to share your ideas and feedback. Appreciate that. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you sometimes during the week. I'll be covering more earnings, but probably either on Tuesday or Wednesday. So have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.